The Genuine Article. Discussion and commentary based on articles from JACC.
Hello, I'm Tony DeMaria, the editor of JACC, and today I have the unique experience of sitting with my fellow editor, Jagat Narula, who's chief of cardiology at UC Irvine, and of course doing a phenomenal job as the editor of JACC Cardiovascular Imaging. But Jagat is the senior author of a very interesting paper that will appear in JACC very soon that deals with the really important question of the ability of CT angiography to identify plaque characteristics and therefore to predict whether a plaque is high risk for an event or not. Tell me, Jagat, how did you get interested in doing this study?
First of all, thank you very much, Tony, for this opportunity, and thanks a lot for the kind words. Actually, I've been interested in the plaque vulnerability, as you know, and I have been working with Dr. Renu Virmani on the plaque characteristics. And as you know, that in the autopsies from the subjects who have died suddenly or who have had acute myocardial infarctions and died with the acute myocardial infarction, they have shown that at least 2/3 to 3/4 of these plaques are associated with plaque rupture, which are responsible for the acute coronary syndromes, and the remaining plaques are associated with plaque erosions. If you look at the plaque ruptures, they have very characteristic findings. They have huge plaques, they have large necrotic cores, they are inflamed, and they are generally positively remodeled. On the other hand, these erosive plaques, they generally are not substantially large, they are not positively remodeled, they do not have large necrotic cores in there. So looking at these and working with Dr. Motoyama, Dr. Kondo, and Dr. Ozaki from Fujita University, we started to look at the CT characteristics of these plaques also.
Well, that's really important, Jagat, because CT angiography, in terms of providing luminal information about the lumen, has been of some value, but it would be magnificent if it could tell us about wall characteristics.
I fully agree, Tony, and that is what we found when we looked at the subjects who have already had acute coronary syndromes, and that was another paper that was published in JACC about 2 years ago, actually July of 2007, again from the same group in Fujita and me collaborating with them. We found that these plaques, which had already resulted in acute coronary syndrome, they were positively remodeled and they had areas of low attenuation within the plaque, suggesting that they had soft plaque in there. Now, when we look at it in a prospective manner, that is the subjects who have such plaques and who have still not resulted in acute coronary syndrome, and we find out that the same characteristics, that is positively remodeled plaque with the low attenuation contents, these are the subjects which are likely to develop acute coronary syndromes over the next 2 years. And we found that not only that these had these kinds of two characteristics, these plaques were significantly larger and they were significantly more positively remodeled as compared to the plaques which has those characteristics but did not rupture in the next 2 years' time.
So Jagat, this sounds very exciting, but surely there must be some limitations and cautions at this stage of the game.
Certainly, Tony, because the CT angiography, when it is associated with significant calcium, we would not be able to identify these plaques. And also, the definition of the low attenuation plaque is still not clear. The Hounsfield unit densities will not give us the ultimate answer. And finally, the plaque erosion, which is responsible for at least 1/3 of the acute coronary events, cannot be identified by CT angiography.
Yeah, no, it's very, very exciting, Jagat. The potential to use CT angiography to identify high-risk plaques would be an enormous advance and certainly would provide an important reason to use this technology over and above luminology. Thanks very much for being with us. For The Genuine Article, I'm Tony DeMaria.
The Genuine Article. Discussion and commentary based on articles from JACC.